Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body and keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes to understand how this meditation practice will help for us to develop our conventional life, and at the same time, out of that conventional development, how we can gain our spiritual success. So always you have to remember your spiritual life not separate from your conventional world. The way you understand your conventional world, the way you maintain and the way you deal with this conventional world become part of your spiritual practice. So the conventional world itself is the ground for you to practice, not to escape from it, not to resist it, not to fight with it. So then more and more when you understand your conventional life, when you more and more open to your conventional world without any boundaries, without any kind of mental views, that itself bring the freedom to inside you. So when it comes to the very nature of the mind, we have to understand there is no such a unchangeable, permanent, solid, something called mind. The very moment of experience itself bring the mind. Your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind faculties and the outside objects, and your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind consciousness, contact, feelings, perception, volition, this all together bring the result of mind. And even when the thoughts arise, there is no such a thought going to exist without changing. So the one thought change, what happened when the thought arise, before it disappear, it start to bring the strength to another thought. Another thought. So like that, it's kind of like a relay game. So it is not a one person just keep running. There are poor people keep running and they have to keep change the pattern. So it's kind of like the connecting. There cannot be disconnect. So like that, thoughts also, it's not a one thought bring this all the feelings to you. It is not one thought that one mind that hold you to this world. It's a process. So important thing then, you have to know this mind always change. And once you know that, you can use it for profitable things. How? Because when the mind changes, it doesn't matter whatever the good or bad thought arise, it cannot be there, it's going to change. So then if you have the very conscious decision to bring a good thoughts and keep it and continue again and again, again and again, so then what will happen? The outcome going to become good. Because your bodily, verbally, mentally actions come out of your thoughts. So the thoughts that whatever keep thinking, then it's going to become powerful. So then look into yourself and be aware about your own thoughts. And you have ability to change whatever the thoughts. Once the thoughts change, everything going to change. So this, you all have this experience because of the thoughts. Just imagine in the bottom level, if the thoughts change, what will happen? This physical world is not a problem for us. This outside world is not a problem. People are not a problem for us. Life is not difficult for us. Then what is difficult? Where the suffering arises, not in the world, not in this outside people, not even in our body. Where the suffering arises? Suffering arises with the mind. So the mind depends on according to our point of view. So that's why it is important for you to know about the mind, about the behavior of it, mechanism of it. So the meditation will give a deeper understanding about your mind. So once you have that, so you become your own creator, because this everything created by the mind. Your everything in your life created by the mind, and all the decisions taken by the mind. So whatever the suffering or whatever the satisfaction, whatever the freedom, that everything going to depend on according to your mind. So then, even though we understand many other things around us, we don't recognize this ability of mind, strength of the mind. So then always remember, so whatever you experience, you are capable to continue it, or you are capable to change it. How? When the day you know how to change your mind. So the mind always change, but the thing is, when it change, whatever, it follow the habitual pattern. So that's why, rather than allowing it to change the way it want, we bring a very conscious decision and put top of it and change the way that we want. So once it comes to that level, you feel more confident about you. You feel more trust. You have more clarity about you. So that is very necessary for you to move forward in this life. Always you have to remember this, the inside all of us, there is a very touchy person. Sometimes we cry, sometimes we laugh, sometimes we happy, sometimes there is a very different mood. This is sometimes very mean, sometimes very lethargic, lazy, sleepy, sometimes very energetic. And that very touchy me, very, very sensitive, we are very sensitive. Something enough for us to get disturbed, that touchy person that we always keep protecting. And we are the one who nourish that. We are the one who keep protecting, holding that nature. We are the one who maintaining it. But remember, with that touchy person inside you, you can't understand the reality of the world. Because the reality of the world, when you want to go into the truth, you have to come to the clarity. When it comes to clarity, there is no self-centered protection that you hold. You have to get out of it. So that is one kind of way to practice meditation. So when it comes to meditation, rather than developing a point of view, we come to equanimity, more balance, not to get into any side, not to get into any view. So for that, from the beginning, we need a very primary mental object. We follow that to bring the very tranquility state. And when it comes to meditation, there are many, many ways people explain it. So one way is it's kind of like a being in the present moment with every state of mind. So that is, so try yourself then, can you continue being in the present moment with every state of your mind, rather than get lost. And other thing is, you take a conscious decision and you are capable to continue, and you are capable to be with that conscious decision. So that's why you have to have some kind of discipline for that. And another thing is, the meditation is a kind of like you develop openness. Because as ordinary people, we always have boundaries. We always have kind of like gates, doors, windows. We always look through that things. It creates our viewpoint. When we want to see something, we always go into that telescope or microscope or the window or the door to see things, not with this open mind. So that creates kind of like our point of view. But meditation will take you out from that and make you more open, take you to a very open place. Sometimes some people feel kind of like a shaky, kind of like a discomfort, turbulence. But still it's worth for you, little by little, you develop, because when the mind get used to openness, it expands the capacity of understanding. And another meaning of meditation is kind of like a being with the whole body. It's like when you do something, your entire body will be with that. It doesn't matter whatever the bodily action, verbal action, mental action. So you perform that action with entire body. So that also kind of like a way of practice meditation. And another thing is, see things as it is. So with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, that whatever the perception arise, rather than seeing the world the way you want, you start to see the things as it is. And sometimes it's kind of like a very dry practice from the beginning, because we used to have more desires, taste inside us, fashion inside us, and we have our own way of ingredients to put into the world and make it more tasty. But from the beginning, now you kind of like come to eat broccoli without salt, pepper, nothing, just the broccoli, you know. So, but by the time what happens? Once you start to get into that, little by little, you are capable to go more deeper. And in the depth of this, what you can experience is more beautiful than this, the surface level of conventional experience. So that's why practicing this is worth. Remember this 2,600 years, generations to generations, through many civilizations. And people used to keep practice. Many people attained to the liberation, found their own freedom and found the wisdom, and they pass it to the next generation. So then it is your responsibility. If you are looking for something more higher purpose for yourself, there are many other things, but this is one of the things that you can give a try, because this is a very independence, and at the same time, anywhere, anytime, just by yourself you can do. And it's not depending from something. And at the same time, it has ability to take you to the most highest experience of this human life. And it has ability to give the best experience in this world as a human being. So then, look into yourself and see, can you give a few minutes every day, just keep practice little by little. Because this is a process that it is not overnight that you're going to get result. This is a process that you have to develop. This is a journey that you go. So in this journey, rather than pointing out and looking for destination, each and every step that you take has a beauty that, and so you can experience and you can be with it. And it slowly add value to yourself and fulfill the journey. So that is where you have the contentment, being as who you are, and in according to your own capacity, you try to do your best. So then by the time when the mind become matured, once the mind kind of like not get tangled with this emotional, conventional boundaries, then you are capable to go into a little bit more deeper. So in day-to-day life, and when it comes to the vipassana level, so there are more other mental object that you can little by little hold it to and practice. And today I'm going to give you kind of like the 4 other methods that you can deeply practice. But in the beginning, you have to have some kind of tranquility state. So one is, when you have free time, just start to observe this sky, space. So the sky is a kind of like a mental object from the beginning, but the space, because this everything arises because of the space. The space is always there. It has no form. It has no limit. It has no boundaries. Our mind always with the names and forms become very limited, narrow. Because of that, what happened, the ability or the power of your deeper consciousness or the awareness is become very limited. It's kind of like a bonsai tree, like an oak tree. You know, the oak trees or the banyan trees, it can grow more bigger, higher. But once you put it to very little small pot and tie it with some kind of wires and keep it to very limited space, what happened? It become crooked. So our conventional world, our mind also like this bonsai tree. You can grow more higher. But what happened? Maybe because of your husband, wife, children, friends, family members, brothers, sisters, that always that what, maybe your workplace, the little things, maybe even your culture, tradition, your believing system or your following system, they say that things make you kind of like a very, very, very limited person. It's you are kind of like a Lilliput. This is what happens. That all this social medias and the news and nowadays the movies or the you name it, whatever that, all the informations we gather, we collect, we see, and gossip we talk, and all this Facebook, Instagram, TikToks and everything, what it does today, it not allow you to grow. And recently we have seen this, most of the media CEOs and came to this Senate, in front of the Senate, they had some kind of interviews and how their the policies work and what are their intentions. So what kind of things they want from the society and what they want to give to the society. So kind of like that. And it kind of like everybody try to make you a very limited person. You are kind of like a Lilliput. No one want for you to grow. No one you want you to be the real you and grow as much as you can. So you die as a Lilliput. You die like you are a oak tree, but you die like a very bonsai tree in a little pot. That's how it happened. That's what our life, we are so comfortable in that space. Why? Because of all the things you tangle into your mind make you a very limited person. And other people also keep pushing you to make you a very limited person, and then you get stuck with that. Another way we call it, you make the prison. And then you think that prison is the space, and that is where no one can help you. Even somebody come and open the doors and tell, hey, get out of this. You don't want to go. You don't want to go. You want to be inside that prison. Like homeless people, some homeless people, the government sometimes try to give, nice, beautiful apartment. And they, take everything, and the social workers come and, take whatever belong to them. With that, everything they take to them, to that apartment. And after 2 days, this guy come back to that payment, stay there. So like that, we are the one who create that for us. So that's why wherever you go, whatever the life, that whatever the change come to you, you don't want to go with it. To go back to deeper into your own comfort zone. So the observing the space, contemplate on the space, meditate on space, being aware about the space, take you out from that limited mind. and practice. From the beginning, you will see it takes a lot of energy to resonate with the harness with the space. It is not what you think, because our mind always belong into this names and forms. And our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind always go into objects. But now your mind try to get out of the names and the forms or the object. Now you try to experience the space. No name, no form. And in the beginning, it make you kind of like a dizzy. And it sometimes it kind of like a make you unbalanced. But little by little, you can expand the capacity. So by the time you are capable to reach to very unlimited space and be with it. And when you come back to this conventional world anymore, you are not going to stuck with this Lilliput world. That's you become kind of like a redwood tree, not like a bonsai tree. Because the mind now, mind has ability to go beyond this conventional level of this material things or the names and forms. Now mind has ability to be limitless. And then you are not going to be fight or emotionally stuck or deal with these little things. Then you are capable to get out of that touchy person. When somebody push buttons anymore, it doesn't work. It's not going to hurt for you. So that's very necessary. So that's why try. Start to practice, observe, contemplate on the space, not objects, not names, emptiness, space. And the next one is the consciousness. It's kind of like the same, again, we go to the very nature of the mind, how we contemplate on the consciousness. So you recognize that everything we experience in our consciousness that developed by mind. So the mind is a result of consciousness. Thoughts are a result of consciousness. So there is something beyond your thoughts. There is something beyond your mind. So rather than getting to these names and forms, you go beyond it. Then you see this experiencer is more higher than thoughts. As I mentioned from the beginning, you get hurt because of the thoughts. You become happy because of the way you think. When you go beyond the thoughts anymore, you not get hurt or you're not going to be mesmerized from it. Because now you are in a more higher place. You see above you, that's how these thoughts happening in you. And at the same time, you see this the thoughts change, mind change, and the consciousness little by. So the consciousness also changed, but from the beginning, you're not going to experience it maybe. But by the time you will see even that consciousness also, not a permanent, unchangeable thing, that also change. And the next one is nothingness. That if you look very carefully, so whatever around us, we always comfortable, we create the world with objects and these material things. And it gives us the connection. As example, you name your place, your house. So it is your world. Your world means you connect things. You think it belongs to you. But if you are capable to erase it, make it empty. Just imagine your house there. 100 years back, 200 years back, it was not there. And within another 100 years or 200 years, maybe it's not going to be there. So whatever around us, even though this is the world that we think, this is my world, oh, I love this, oh, I want this, so kind of like that. This is the world I hold. My eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind always go into this object, and I live in this world believing it is there. But if I move backward, kind of like a reverse my mind to 20 years, this anything was not there. And maybe within another 10 years, 20 years, this thing's not going to be there. So even though it is here, you can access to that nothingness. But our mind 24/7 always go with object, object, object. Mind need object. Your world mean object. You always tangle with, become happy, unhappy with objects. But contemplate on nothingness mean you get out of it, erase it. Erase it. And the fourth one is signlessness. So signlessness means you take a moment not to attain towards anything. Because to attain something deeply, you have to have some kind of thoughts about it. We have so many signs in us regarding our future, regarding our past, and even regarding the present moment. We always have signs. But now you settle down and in your mind, you don't look for anything. You just be in the moment and without trying to attain to something or somebody or somewhere. And your awareness is in the moment, but it has no any desire to look for something. You can practice it closing your eyes, and by the time, what happens? Even you open eyes, even you hearing, smelling, tasting, feeling, thoughts come. You mean in the middle of the busy world, but still you can be detached from this all. And you dissolve the world without getting into names or the forms. It's kind of like you deconstruct. Because the mind itself, the conventional mind means construct the world with the names and forms, following perception, going through the feelings, visualization, dreamings. We will build up the world. But now deconstruct. You are not anymore go towards something. And even you are not trying to go away from something. But you just be without holding to or without looking for any kind of object, signlessness. So those are four strong practice in the vipassana level. In the beginning, you can develop some kind of tranquility state. And then by the time, whenever you have opportunity, when you have time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, slowly you can start to practice. Even you can start with the observing breathing. So then by the time you can get into this space, consciousness, nothingness, signlessness. And those are for practice that deeply, it's kind of like take you directly to this selflessness. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left hand, neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say so patveva, oh, may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. If your mind go here and there, bring it back again and again and settle down with, do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away. Already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dharma and the Sangha. Also, by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any living. Ettavata chammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjisami idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.